Let's make some dog food today. I make homemade dog food for my dog now. She has yeast problems and we're gonna take care of that today. And I'm Sherry and this is from Country Fried Homestead. Okay, what I normally do is I take about 5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. That's my main meat source for this. You could use turkey if you'd like, but I find chicken is easy to find and it's always reasonable, or you can find it on sale. So I'm gonna put my 5 pounds into my big pan. I got this pan years ago. It came with the heater base and the heater base failed. So I kept this big pan and I use this quite a bit just for this. I've got my chicken breasts down in the bottom here. I leave them just as they make them. I just put them in, just whole, and I set them in the bottom of the pan because I wanna make sure that these cook the best. And we want the chicken to be fully cooked. And to that, what I like to add is I like for her to have a little flavor. So I'm gonna put in 10 cubes of chicken cubes, and I just kind of sprinkle those in on top, just randomly, so that way it gives her a little bit of flavor. And I find that helps. She seems to really love this. I started making this because my dog has yeast infection problems. She had very itchy skin. It was oily. It turned into almost an elephant type texture of skin. It was extremely bothersome for her and us. We had to listen to her scratching and we wanted her to feel better and get better because she was losing her hair. She also had a smell to her like Fritos. She smelled like Fritos for some reason. And it turned out that that was because of the yeast infection. And I had taken her to get to the vets and they both gave me Apoquel, which worked great for about a month. And then that started to not cut it either. And now that I've told you a little bit about it, I have my chicken and my bouillon cubes. Now I'm gonna put in about 5 pounds of broccoli spears. I found that she really likes these. It surprised me. I thought she wouldn't be a big fan of the broccoli, but there's enough flavor that comes in from the chicken that she's just fine with it. So I am gonna go ahead and add the rest of my broccoli here. Okay, and then to my broccoli, I'm gonna put in a little bit of asparagus. This is kind of a thing I'm trying with her to see if she likes asparagus. I had some in the freezer and I thought I'd throw it in. But as I was saying before, Miss Cookie, after she had all those issues with her skin, I started taking care of her by feeding her fresh food. And this is what I do. I try to use all green vegetables for her. I've tried to use other things and I found that the green vegetables, she seems to be just fine with them. As long as I got the flavor of the chicken in there, she likes these. And this keeps her scratching the least out of anything I've tried. I've tried squash, different things like that. And the squash seems to be a little too rich. It doesn't completely stop her from itching. So I'm gonna add in some peas as well. These are just peas I had around and she likes them. I'm putting them in. That was a 2-pound bag and I used about 1.25 pounds of that. And then I also have some leftover okra. Okra is kind of a natural thickener. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. This was just from the garden this year. I'm gonna go ahead and add these 2 bags in. They're 2 pounds. And as you can hear, we have a puppy dog with us today. Just making some noise. Okay, and I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit. You're welcome to use what other vegetables you might have on hand. I will also be using some green beans. I've got a great big can of green beans, but I'm not gonna put these in yet. This will go in towards the end of the cooking stage. My vegetables were frozen, so they're gonna need a little time to cook. And then I'll put in the green beans on top of that. Now that I have this all in my pan, what I'll do with this, I will put this in my oven. I'll put it at 300 degrees for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and then I will check the chicken breast. I'll just pull one out, slice it straight down the middle, and I'll make sure there's no pink there. If there is, then I'll just put it in for a little longer. But while I'm here, I wanted to mention, we have come such a long way with our little dog Cookie. Like I said, she started, it was really bad, very ugly. And I've done a video on the cream that I use for her. And I do use that. I don't have to use it every day now. I use it probably every 3rd day. But I didn't mention before, but I also give her a bath. Every 3rd day, she gets a bath. Because otherwise, I don't want any of that Frito smell coming back to bother her, because that's when you notice it. That's when you notice her scratching. by all means, you guys, go and do some research on making dog food. Over time, I found that this is what works best for my dog. Many greens, and she seems to like them as long as I have that chicken in there and a little bit of bouillon cubes. She's perfectly fine with that. And there's just nothing worse than seeing your dog feeling miserable. You want to take care of them. You want them to be happy. So I actually enjoy doing this. I know it's helping her. It's helped her a lot. She's looking so much better. So this will go in my oven, 300 degrees for at least an hour and 20, then I'll check on it. Hey guys, I just took my chicken and my veggies out of the oven. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the chicken breast just to double check to make sure that it's ready to go and it's completely done. I've got a small piece there. Let me see if I can grab another one that's a little bit bigger. There we go. It's a good one right there. All right, I'm gonna check this to make sure it's done and see if I need to keep it in for a little longer or if I can just shred it up. I don't usually cut it into pieces. Normally I'll just shred it. Yeah, that is done. It's perfect. It's done perfectly well. So I will probably, I probably will go ahead, I'll see how it works here. I think I will shred this. I'm gonna grab me another fork. I'm gonna shred this all up. I'm gonna do that to all my chicken pieces and then I'll put it back in here. I've got my chicken all shredded up, ready to go. Everything is in here except for the green beans. I'm gonna put those in now. And this is just one of those great big cans of green beans that you get. This is the Del Monte brand and it's already cooked and ready to go. All I'm gonna do is pour it in. I saved just a little bit of juice because I'm gonna add just a little bit of juice in here with this because I don't use really much extra juice to start, maybe half a cup, if that, because the vegetables they're quite wet anyway because they're frozen with water. So you don't need much water because it will cook up nicely and you don't have to worry about having mushy food for your dog. So I will just get in here and stir this like I'm doing and it will be ready to go. What I will feed her is about 3 cups of this per day because she weighs about 36 pounds, somewhere in that area. So 3 cups a day works really good, along with 2 eggs. These 2 eggs we have farm fresh eggs. So I give her 2 eggs a day. And one of the shells on the eggs, these I just put in raw because she loves raw eggs. So I go ahead and do that raw. And the 1 egg, I will crunch up the shell and add it to her food. She will eat it and not even notice it. And that's good because it gives them a little more calcium. So anyway, this is all I have to do. Just mix it up. I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna store it in freezer bags in my freezer. And this much food for her should last me a good 2.5 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks for this amount. And that's a good 3 cups a day. And my 2 eggs, like I said, and that keeps her completely happy. There's a lot of chicken in here, so that fills her up and she loves it. She will eat this immediately. So I hope that you make this for your dogs and I hope it helps you. So everybody have a great day.